betul banget.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like first of all to say thank you very much and welcome to the first international conference on food technology with me, Sausan Asma, as Master of Ceremony. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we come to even we already have three special speakers joining the conference today, namely the first, Munitasari, mahasiswi S1 Teknologi Pangan, Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang. Welcome, Miss. Second, Nasirotus Solihah, mahasiswi S1 Teknologi Pangan, Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang. Welcome, Miss. And Novita mahasiswa S1 Teknologi Pangan, Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang. Welcome, Miss. Thank you so much for coming today in the national conference during the outbreak. I also want to thank all the participants who aided the Zoom meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, let me tell you the rules of procedure. 1. Saying the Food Technology Study Program of Muhammadiyah University of Semarang will record the entry conference be editing this session. You know that your picture and comment can be recorded and progress a guide. 2. For those who want to ask, please type your question in the chat room Zoom or WhatsApp group on be stating your name, organization, and city, and read the warm your question is address. Later is the discussion session for as plenary session. The moderator will summarize and submit question to the speakers. 3. After all the sessions are over, you will be given a link to will of the evaluation questionnaire. Make sure you complete the questionnaire to record attendance. 4. A link to download the attendance list will provide after you submit your feedback, and material will be provided on the conference website. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the first plenary session. The first plenary speaker is Wulan from Food Technology, Muhammadiyah University of Semarang, who will talk about technology of cake making. Next, Nasirotus Solihah from Food Technology, Muhammadiyah University Semarang, Indonesia, who will talk about technology of bread making. And Novita from Food Technology, Muhammadiyah University Semarang, who will talk about the technology of pasta product. After this, I leave it to the moderator named Pratiwi Munitasari to guide the webinar this afternoon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the time that has been given to me. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the presentation, in order to avoid any disturbance during the presentation later, I would like to ask you to change the mode of your gadget into silent. Let's do it together. Okay, thank you. The Honorable, the invite speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to this prestigious seminar about bakery and snack food health by food technology student of Fakultas Ilmu Keperawatan dan Kesehatan. In this occasion, we shall have plenary session from our prominent speaker, whom I believe shall enrich our insight and knowledge regarding the theme of this seminar. Before the session begins, allow me to introduce the speaker. Our first speaker is Miss May Wulan. She is food technology student of Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang. Her educational qualification is as follow in 2013. She attained her elementary school degree from SDN 3 Weleri. In 2016, she attained her junior high school degree from SMPN 1 Weleri. In 2019, she attained her senior high school degree from SMAN 1 Weleri. Also in 2019, she attained her English educational from Mahesa Institute course in Pare, Kediri, Java. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our first speaker. She will deliver presentation entitled Technology of Cake Making. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss May Wulan.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to say thanks to the MC and moderator that given time to me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce myself. My name is Munitasari. Also, you can call me May. And for the future of me, had told in my CV. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how's your day? I hope our day is great day. And okay, in this nice occasion, I'd like to talk about the technology of cake making. Let's start. Next. Baking industry is the most stable sector in the food manufacturing industries. The principal basis for most products in this range is wheat flour. Addition of water and various other ingredients give us variety of products like cookies, crackers, cakes, pastries, and biscuits. Biscuits are flat, crisp, baked good, whereas cookies are softer and thicker. Cookies and cakes are the some of the oldest snack food known to the human. These types of flour confections are palatable, easy to carry, and don't require further preparation before consumption, and thus they are considered as table snack. Next. Then about product characteristics. Cake is made by the formation of butter from soft or weak wheat flour. Cakes are products lived mainly by baking powders, sometimes by air incorporation and occasionally by yeast. Although difficult to define, cakes can be divided into two categories. First, cakes that are higher in fat and food structure depends on fat liquid emulsion created during batter mixing, like fruit slab, candy, or ginger cake. These types of cakes are characterized by high level of sugar in the formula in which starch gelatinous during baking. Cakes set when baked give a light product. And the second one is those with less fat or unsalted cake, or even none at all, but rich in age, are that can add to a foam during mixing and giving a characteristic spongy crumbs to products such as angel food cake or Victoria sponge. Next. Next, no. Then about the ingredients, they are flour, sugar, shortening, and egg or skim milk powder are essential ingredients. whereas baking powder, milk, fruit, and flavoring substances are optional ingredients. One of all is flour. It builds the structure of cake and holds other ingredients together in a evenly distributed condition in the cake. Flour for cake making should have protein content of 7 to 9%. The second one is sugar. Sucrose is most widely used sweetening agent in cake making. Finally, granulated sugar ensure even grain and soft texture in cakes. Sugar has tenderizing action on flour proteins and makes the cake tender. And the third is shortening for cakes. Should have a good creamy and emulsifying properties. Fats have a tenderizing action on flour proteins and thus make the cake tender, acts as a moisture retainer and helps to keep the cake moist and thus improve the shelf life of cakes. And above is the picture of flour, sugar, and shortening for cakes. Next. And the fourth is eggs, a flour from the necessary framework to support the cake structure. Cakes provided moisture to the cakes. Lecithin of egg yolk acts as emulsifier and later adds to color. Eggs improves taste, flavor, and nutritional value. And the fifth is milk. Adds richness and structure to the cake. Milk proteins have binding action on flour protein, which creates toughness in cakes. Make sugar lactose, improve the crust color, moisture retention properly, and flavor. Milk solids also improve the nutrient value. And the sixth is water. Formation of gluten, release of CO2 gas from baking powder, and formation of vapor pressure are made possible by prism of the water. Water regulates the consistency of batter, which affect the volume and texture of the cakes. And above is picture of egg, milk, and water. Next. And the seventh is salt. Salt enhances the natural flavor of other ingredients used in cake making. It also controls development of crust color by lowering the caramelization temperature of sugar. It may be used at the rate of 0.7 to 1.2% depending upon flavor. And the eighth is baking powder of various types. When moistened with water and heated, evolves CO2 gas which expand during baking and impart volume to cakes. And the last one is flavorings. Flavorings like cocoa, chocolate, vanilla, and etc. are added as flours. And above is the picture of salt, baking powder, and next. Then we will talk about cake making methods. There are 6 of cake making methods. First, sugar butter method. In this method, fat is creamed and then sugar is added gradually. When adequate aeration is achieved, flour is added in the mixture along with raising agents. There should be minimum mixing action to avoid gluten formation. While flour is mixed, remaining liquid is added to the batter to necessary consistency. And the second method is flour batter method. In this method, fat and quantity of flour not exceeded the weight of fat is creamed together. Each and an equal quantity of sugar are whipped to a stiff foam. Then remaining sugar is dissolved in water or milk and added to the mixture. Lastly, remaining flour along the baking powder is added and mixed gently. And above is the picture of sugar better method and flour better method. Next. And the third one is blending method. This used for simulations containing more sugar than quantity of flour. All ingredients except sugar and milk are mixed together. Sugar, milk, colors, and flavors are mixed and added to previous mixture followed by age and mixed to form a smooth batter. And the third is boiled method. Flour or more than 2/3 portion is added to melt butter or margarine and mixed well. Eggs are mixed with sugar followed by addition of color and flavor. This is added to flour-fat mixture in equal parts, mixing thoroughly at each stage. Remaining flour is also added in this stage. And there is the picture of the step of blending method and boiled method. Next. Yes, the fifth method is sugar-water method. Initially, sugar is dissolved in water followed by addition of all other ingredients except egg. Finally, eggs are added and beaten well. And the last one process is all-in process. In this method, all the ingredients are put into the mixing bowl together. Addition of mixture is achieved by controlling the speed of mixture as well as mixing time. Then the batter is put in grease pan. Only 2/3 height of mold should be filled. Load the batter containing pan into oven as soon as possible. Bake the cake at 375 degrees to 400 degree Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. And there are the picture of step of sugar, water, and all in process method. Yes, I think that's all about my presentation today about technology of cake making. Thank you very much for the attention. The last I say, Wassalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Miss. That was the explanation of the first material present by Miss May. So the conclusion that I can describe from our first presenter, namely, cake is made by the formation of batter from soft wet flour. Cake are produced mainly by baking powder, sometimes by air incorporation, and occasionally by yeast. Although difficult to define, cakes can be divided into two categories. First, cakes that are higher in fat and whose structure depends on fat liquid. Second, those with less fat on shortened cake or even none at all, but rich in egg that can aerate to form during mixing and give us characteristic spongy crumb to products such as angel food cake, Victoria sponge. We continue to the next presenter. Our second speaker is Nasiratus Soliha. She is a food technology student of Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang. Her educational qualification is as follows. In 2015, she attained her elementary school degree from SDN 1 Jati Baru. In 2017, she attained her junior high school degree from SMPN 1 Tanjung Bintang. In 2020, she attained her senior high school degree from SMAN 1 Tanjung Bintang. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our second speaker. She will deliver presentation entitled Technology of Bread Making. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Nasiratus Soliha.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sorry, Miss. Still mute.
Next. Introduction. Bread baking is one of the most important discoveries of mankind. Bread is made by baking dough, which has for its main ingredients wheat flour, water, yeast, and salt. Other ingredients which may be added include flours of other cereals, milk and milk product, fruits, gluten, eggs. Next. Okay. Next, principle of bread baking. 1. Conveyance of starch. What flour starch is readily converted into the sugar, which is being used by yeast during fermentation, producing alcohol with simultaneous release of CO2 gas, is responsible for porous, open honeycomb texture of the baked bread. 2. Mechanical stretching. The hydrated wheat protein forms gluten fibers, which are stretched mechanically to obtain a fine cyclic structure. This structure remains penines when the protein is denatured during baking. The stretching of gluten is proteinly achieved by development of CO2 gas during yeast fermentation and partly by mechanical mixing. 3. Flavor development. Bread flavor is because of the alcohol and other compounds generated during yeast fermentation, together with flavor compounds from during baking. Next. Essential ingredients. 1. Flour. Flour is essential to the structure of dough and subsequently the bread. Gluten is the principal functional protein of the flour. 2. Water. Water hydrates gluten proteins during mixing. Glutenins starts during baking and serves as a dispersion medium for other ingredients such as yeast. 3. Yeast. Yeast produces carbon dioxide and ethanol by fermentation of fermentable sugars. 4. Salt. Salt acts as flavor and char and helps control the fermentation by yeast. Next. Bread manufacturing. 1. Sifting of flour. 2. Dough mixing. 3. Fermentation. 4. Defeating, rounding, intermediate proofing. 5. Setting and molding. 6. Painting. Next. Next, bread manufacturing. 7. Final proofing. 9. Egg baking. 9. Deepening. 10. Cooling. 11. Slicing. 12. Baking. Next. Methods of bread making. 1. Spoon and dough process. This is the most common commercial method used to manufacture bread. Spoon is prepared by mixing flour with water and yeast and allowed to ferment for a certain period of time. Subsequently, balanced flour, water, and other ingredients are added to spoon. The ratio of spoon to dough is man to main at 73. After dough mixing, dough is allowed to ferment for 3 to 5 hours at 30 degrees Celsius. The dough is then divided into pieces to yield bread loaves of desired weekends. The dough pieces are the round, give rest period of 7 minutes and the set. And then the proofing of dough is carried out for 55 minutes at 42 degrees Celsius and 85% relative humidity. The bread loaves are subsequently baked at 230 degrees Celsius for 10 to 20 minutes, cooled, slid, and wrapped. Next. Two, liquid fermentation process. Principle of the method is same as Pong and Talc method. Expect that is used a liquid instead of plastic spoon. 3. Strike Talc method. All formula ingredients are mixed in single step at the mixer. The dough is mixed to a full gluten development and then fermented. Fully fermented dough is then handled same as Pong and Talc method. This procedure is used by relates or for specially breads. Next. 4. The time dough process. This method is same as strike dough method. Expect mixing is carried out mainly mechanically by the action of high energy input of special mixer. This mixing step is further enhanced by addition of various ingredients such as cysteine, used foods, and proteinic enzymes. The mixed dough is given short or on fermentation, then defined, runned, molded, roughed, and baked. This method is suited for frozen dough manufacturing and retail bakeries. 5. Frozen dough method. Frozen dough are used for baking in store bakeries. Frozen dough are generally manufactured by a strict dough method. The dough units are immediately frozen using fast freezers to a core temperature of 7 degrees Celsius, then start at 15 degrees Celsius. In store bakers, the dough are deposited in a retard at 1 to 4 degrees Celsius, then proofed at 22 to 43 degrees Celsius for 75 to 90 min and baked. The expense shelf life of the frozen dough is about 8 to 20 weeks. Next. Six, continuous bread process. In the method, the dough is prepared continuously and automatically in enclosed chamber. This process introduced in unit stress is represented by two systems. The mix process developed by John C. Baker and Flow process, which as produced by American Machine and Foundry Co. In both the methods, high amounts of oxidants are required due to high mechanical torque abuse during mixing and extrusion operations. 7. Corelli wood process. This process is used widely world over. It was originated in United Kingdom. The basic principle is called high-speed mixer with special mixer configuration blends. The mixing is generally accomplished under vacuum. Two types of mixer are widely used, 2D and Stephen. The oxidants used in this process are ascorbic acid and azotic carbonamide, ATA. Next. Ropy bread. Bread ropins is caused in the bread dough is contaminated with B. mesenterius. The spores of the bacteria are not killed during baking. A sticky, gummy material which can be pulled into threads develops in the center of the loaf within 1 to 3 days after baking. The bread also develops. End of flavor. Next. Next. Okay, so the material presentation for me. Thank you for listening. I hope what I have to say can be useful for you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Miss. That was the explanation of the second material presentation by Miss Nasi. So the conclusion that I can describe from our second presenter, namely, bread baking is one of the most important discoveries of mankind. Bread is made by baking dough, which has for its main ingredients wet flour, water, yeast, and salt. Other ingredients which might be. Okay, we continue to the last presenter. Our last but definitely not last speaker is Novita Nikma. She is a food technology student of Universitas Muhammadiyah Semarang. Her educational qualification are as follows. In 2015, she attained her elementary school degree from SDN Tranquil 04. In 2017, she attained her junior high school degree from SMP 1 Dari Jaksa. In 2020, she attained her senior high school degree from SMA M.Pd Pati. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our three speakers. She will deliver a presentation entitled Technology of Pasta Product. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Novita Ulinik.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks to Miss Tiwi as the moderator and entire webinar committee. Here I will deliver material about technology of pasta product. Technology of pasta product. Pasta in generic term used in reference to the whole range of products commonly known as spaghetti, macaroni, vermicelli, and noodles. Italy and generally regarded as the home of pasta product, and it is the large consumer of pasta product in the world. The Italians call this product pasta elementare or elementary pasta, since the products are made from elementary dough of wheat semolina or flour and water. Pasta products are defined as the class of food each which of the prepared by drying form units of dough made from semolina, durum flour, farina flour, and any combination of two or more of these with water and with or without one or more of optional ingredients such as egg white, soy, quick cooking agents, seasoning, emulsified milk, soya flour, vegetable soy, vitamin, and mineral. Next. Pasta product in India are designated as macaroni product. According of FSSA food or food standard 78, macaroni product means the product obtained from suji or maida with or without addition of ingredients like edible ground flour, tapioca flour, soya flour, milk powder, spice, vitamin, and mineral. While as per BIS Bureau of Indian Standard, other ingredients such as gluten, casein, and vegetables are also permitted to be added in macaroni product. Next. The raw material of pasta product is divided into three. 1. Durum wheat, 2. Semolina, 3. Water. Next. Durum wheat. Durum wheat or Triticum durum is the raw material of choice for the production of pasta product. Durum wheat cultivated on about 8,8% of the total area of the world used for growing wheat, but it contributed only 4,5% of the world wheat production. Durum wheat is a tetraploid species and it is the hard wheat among all the wheat. Durum mills generally prefer the following psychochemical characteristics during selection of wheat. Next. The following are the physical and chemical characteristics of durum wheat. Next. To semolina, pasta produk air manufactured principally from the main milk product of durum wheat, namely semolina, durum granular, and durum flour. Durum wheat is too hard, easily reduced to fine flour. First, durum wheat is cleaned to remove foreign matter. Shaken and broken kernels. Then it is tempered or conditioned to a moisture content of approximately 16.5 to top the set cost so that efficient separation of grain and endosperm can take place. The tempered wheat is ground on a species of corrugated grain roll to open up and spread the wheat kernels to result to endosperm from a grain. A second set of reduction roll having finer corrugation is used to grind the milk semolina to proper size. Next. Final step of milling involves proofing to separate as much as of small grain particles and flour from the semolina. A commercial durum wheat mill will produce 64% semolina and 9% flour from good grade of durum wheat. Semolina is more uniform. Particle size is preferred as less problem and are condured is mixing the semolina and water from a uniform dough extrusion. The optimum size for the semolina particle of pasta is about 160 micro. Durum granular is usually a set in shortcut pasta such as elbows. Durum flours used primarily in the manufacture of noodles as it yields small and more homogeneous dough. Next. Water used in pasta product shall be pure, have no off flavor, and portable, since pasta and be processed below pasteurization temperature. The bacterial count of the water is directly related to the bacterial count of finished product. Next. In the continuous press, the semolina and water are measured in a predetermined ratio to form uniform dough. A dough moisture content of 30 to 31% yield excellent quality of pasta. Uniform mixing of water and semolina is carried out in a countering mixing chamber. Countering mixing shaft prevents belling of dough. Some mixing chambers operate under vacuum, and as it reduces from formation of small air bubbles, the dough limits oxidation of the xanthophyll or lutein pigments. Pigment oxidation otherwise reduce the attractive yellow appearance of the pasta and thus consumer acceptability. The presence of the air bubble in pasta reduce machinal strength of pasta and give cakely appearance to the pasta. Next. In the extrusion chamber, the hydrate semolina is passed through extrusion auger, which skins the dough into homogeneous cohesive plastic mass prior to extraction dough D. During extraction, as the heat generation due to friction is considerable, extrusion barrels are generally equipped with water-cooled jackets to maintain the pasta temperature near 40 to 45 derajat Celsius during extrusion process. Pasta of various sizes and shapes can be made with chunks of this and cutter knife. Generally bronze of stainless steel, this fitted with Teflon inserts are used. Teflon inserts extend the life of the and improve surface quality of the pasta. Next. Drying in most critical step in pasta processing. Pasta is dried from around 30 to 31% VRV moisture to 10 to 12% VRV moisture during drying process. Uniform drying of pasta is necessary to prevent moisture gradient. Uniform drying causes stresses which can cause the product to crack or checks, i.e. running by tiny hairline cracks. Checkings can occur either during drying cycle to during start. Pasta drying is carried out in this for discrete state. The product is subject to a blast of air surface drying called gas hardening. Next. The temperature NRH maintained during the final stage of drying of pasta are 40 derajat Celsius and 70%. Respectively, the moisture in pasta product to 10 to 12%. We are at the end of drying of the dried pasta is allowed to cool ambient temperature before being baked. Drying is carried out in number of commonly available dryers. They can be divided into two classes. This employ either low of high temperature process. In case of low temperature drying of pasta, time required of drying of long good is around 16 hours and for short good approximately 8 hours. Next. Recent pasta drying technology has increased drying temperature from 75 derajat Celsius to 100 derajat Celsius and above. This very high, ultra-high temperature drying has many advantage. Microwave technology of conjunction with conventional hot air pre-dryers has been successfully employed for drying of pasta. Advantage associated with microwave drying are less floor space requirement. Microwave technology in conjunction with conventional hot air dryer has been successfully employed for drying of pasta. Advantages associated with microwave drying are less floor space requirement. Third, two-fourths of conventional dryer. Reduction drying time approximately 2 hours. Employed product color and cooking quality. Reduced plate count. Reduce sanitation and operation counts. Next. Packaging. There are many different sizes, shapes, and types of package in which pasta products are sold. The major consideration in choosing packaging material are keeping the product free from contamination, sufficiently gentle mechanical handling to ensure minimal product breakage during shipment and storage. High of accuracy and precision in the weighing and filling of the package and displaying the product favorably with consumer appeal. Next. Thank you. I have submitted the material. Apologies for the shortcoming in the delivery of the material. Thank you to the audience who have been willing to listen to the material in entitled Technology of Pasta Product. The end of the word, I say a lot of thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Miss, for the explanation. That was the explanation of the third material presented by Miss Novita. So the conclusion that I can describe from our three presenters, namely, pasta is a generic term used in reference to the whole range of products commonly known as spaghetti, macaroni, vermicelli, and noodle. According to FSSI, Food Standard Safety Age, macaroni product means the product obtained from suji or maida with or without addition of ingredients like edible groundnut flour, tapioca flour, soya flour, milk powder, spices, vitamin, and mineral. There are many different sizes, shapes, and types of package in which pasta products are sold. The major consideration in choosing package material are keeping the product free from contamination, sufficiently gentle mechanical handling to ensure minimal product breakage during shipment and storage, high degree of accuracy and precision in the weighing and filling of the package and displaying the product favorably with consumer apple. Cellophane, low-density polyethylene bags, and other types of flexible films are widely used for package of pasta product. Apart from this packaging, pasta is packaged into cardboard boxes as they are easy to stack, provide good physical protection for the product, and advertising is easier to print on box than on the plastic film. Modified atmospheric packaging methods have also been used for package of fresh pasta product which are marketed in retail refrigerated case. Okay, thank you very much for our speaker for the informative, interesting talk. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are enter the question and answer session. There are some questions that enter in our WhatsApp group. I will read one by one, which will be answered directly by our speaker today. Okay, the first question is addressed to Miss May from Jessica. Of the 6 methods of making cake, which method is the easiest and fastest to do for people who are just learning how to bake? Please, Miss, can you answer directly?
Okay, thank you to Jessica for the good question. Well, usually each of methods has their strengths and weaknesses, one of them. And as the name suggests, the all in the method is the easiest and fastest way to make cake. All ingredients such as fat, sugar, flour, and eggs are combined in one container. Then mix until everything is well blended and smooth. Because the stirring time is not too long, baking lovers need a developer material to maximize the volume of the cake, such as a baking powder or baking soda. And cupcakes are the most common cookies made using the all-in method. So the conclusion is which one is the easiest and fastest to do for people who are just learning how to make cake is the all-in method process. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Miss. Well, now we go to the second question, which is aimed at Miss Nasiratul Solihah from Anissa Putri. What process is very important in bread making? Please, Miss, can you answer directly?
Okay, thank you to Anissa for question. Actually, all the process in making bread are important, but the most important thing is in fermentation, because if at the time of fermentation it does not work, the bread dough will not expand. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Miss. And now the last question, which is aimed at Miss Novita from Desi. Why the main ingredients for making pasta is semolina flour instead of using other flour such as corn flour, rice flour, and high protein flour. Please, Miss, can you answer directly?
Thanks for the question from Jessie. Pasta using semolina flour because it contains high gluten protein. Semolina flour makes pasta dough less sticky and more elastic than other types of flour. The advantage is that the pasta stays there when it is cooked. It is cooked. The shapes of the spaghetti does not change when it's cooked, nor does the macaroni. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Miss. Thank you so much for Miss May Wulansari, Miss Nasirotu Soliha, and Miss Novita Nitma that has given the answer. Ladies and gentlemen, finally we come to the end of presentation. We would like to say thank you very much for all the speakers for the outstanding discussion and also to audience for your active participation. Hopefully the presentation will be beneficial for everybody. Thank you very much for your attention. I am Munitasari as moderator and thank you. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Back to MC.
Okay, thank you, Pratiwi Munitasari. Thank you very much for the insightful presentation. Finally, we come to the last session in the event, which is the closing. Let's close the event with saying Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. As the presenter is what like thanks our presenters who have given material about the process of making lectures, and I would like to thank the committee member and audience for all who watched the event this afternoon. Hopefully what we have done will be of use to all of you. Happy audience if in hosting the event I make mistake in copying words and even someone heard, I apologize. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.